And here's a little clip that I took. This, at least you can see the, you know, the panoramic view of the Bay of Naples. Naples is, like I said, one of the most beautiful settings of the city. Unfortunately, it's the wildest city in Italy. And so, you know, pickpockets are a serious problem. And unfortunately, the city is not really well run. Okay, this is, you know, this is the Foresteria again, where all the single rooms are. Now, some of the rooms also have a place where you can actually have guests come and have a seminar or something that provide you with blackboards and, you know, whatever you need to conduct your seminars. And this is inside the Cardinal Suite. This was such a special occasion that I decided to go, I have to film this. I've never been treated this way. So. And think of this, I paid 35 euros for, you know, to stay in that room. So 35 years a night. So. But you know, to stay in Italian monasteries is very simple. And I'll tell you how you can do it. Okay? The way to do it is, you know, I'm not the first one to do it. Actually, I came in too late because, you know, I only started staying in monasteries. But now like I said, I go there 2 or 3 times a year. But I only stay in convents and monasteries. I found a good convent and monastery in Rome, Venice, Florence, and wherever else I go. The ones in Rome, Florence, and Rome, I usually go repeatedly there because you know, I have to. Every time I take a kid, I have to take him to Florence or to Rome and so forth. So I go there fairly often. Well, in Rome and Milan, I go there fairly often for business too. So you know, one thing that I'd like to do someday is actually try all, you know, all the other ones, because, you know, just for the experience of least trying it. But I'm a creature of a habit. Once I find a place, and I like it, I usually go back there and stay there. So, but I have to be a little more adventurous and try the other ones at least once to see how they, you know, what type of monasteries they are. But like I was saying, I'm not the first to try this, and it's been actually monasteries have been lodging people for thousands of years. Actually, since about 400 AD, when the actual monasteries started to appear, that's when they started actually allowing people to stay there. When they came to visit a sanctuary or something, they provided lodgings for the pilgrims. And so they've been doing this for a long time. So they've perfected the art of lodging in it. So for a very modest price, you can, go ahead and stay in this beautiful settings. And so once you discover it, then you change your mind about, you know, staying in hotels. At least in Italy, you can do it, okay? Because there are so many of them. But you can find them all over Europe, and sometimes even in foreign countries. There is one in Israel. Well, more than one, but at least one that I know of. And there are some in India and some other places. Well, outside of Europe, it's a little more difficult to find them, but you can still find them. You just have to do some research. And, you know, now I know the order of bridge names fairly well because I stayed in monasteries in Rome, Naples, and another place. And I know that they have monasteries, not monasteries, convents in several parts of Europe. So you know, when I go there, at least I'll be able to look up and see if they have some availability to stay there. Now, some of them are difficult to obtain because depending on the season. If you go to Florence during the spring or fall, it might be very difficult. So you have to plan ahead because, you know, like I said, I'm not the first one to use these. They've been doing it for a long time. So, and there are a lot of publications, okay, where they actually list the monasteries and usually the price. Now, the problem is that they become outdated very quickly. So, but once you find the one that you like, then you could go ahead and get the upgrade every 3 or 4 years that it comes out, and because the prices change, but luckily they don't change that often. I've been paying in Naples 35 euros for the past 8 years, so thank goodness they haven't increased the price. Now Venice increased the price a little bit, and Rome too, but the less visited place will not increase the price as often. But the cost of living is going up wherever you go. So there are plenty of resources where you can find places to stay wherever you go. Of course, not all monasteries are alike. It's good that if you know somebody that's been in a place, you say, hey, you know a good convent in this city. I say, I like this one really well, or I like that one better in this city. And so it pays to go ahead and check around to see, which ones are the better ones. Because I've stayed in Naples one time. There was one that was right in the center of the city, but I decided it wasn't worth the convenience of maybe staying closer to where my meetings were, because it wasn't the same. Like I said, most of these places are very austere, okay? Comfortable but austere. But one thing you can count on is that they're clean. Okay? Well, that's basically my presentation. If you have questions, I'll go ahead and entertain them.